In the quiet beauty of Holo, Sulu during the 1920s, a little girl named Leonor Orosa grows up surrounded by the natural rhythm of island life. She dances barefoot on the beach, her movements inspired not by lessons or teachers but by the world around her, the waves crashing gently on the shore, the rhythmic chants of fishermen returning home, and the hollow tapping of bamboo poles carried by the wind. Her father, Dr. Sixto Orosa, watches with a proud smile, while her mother, a writer, sees in her daughter a creative spark that feels larger than childhood play. Even at a young age, Leonor moves with emotion, grace, and purpose. Every turn of her hand, every step in the sand, seems to carry the pulse of her homeland. Her parents nurture her curiosity, never realizing they are witnessing the birth of a visionary who will one day redefine Philippine dance. For Leonor, movement is not mere expression, it is storytelling, a way to honor the unseen melodies of her culture. The island becomes her first stage, the ocean her orchestra, and her heart the instrument that connects her to her people. As the golden sun dips below the horizon, her small figure spins against the glowing sky, hinting at the woman she will become, a pioneer who will dance not just for beauty, but for the spirit and identity of an entire nation. In the bustling heart of Manila during the 1930s, Leonor Orosa arrives at the University of the Philippines, carrying with her the same passion that once danced with the sea breeze of Sulu. The city feels alive, filled with students, ideas, and music from the West, but Leonor's heart beats to a different rhythm. She studies literature and the arts, immersing herself in culture and expression. While many admire Western ballet and modern dance, Leonor dreams of something uniquely her own. She spends late nights in her small dorm room, sketching movements on scraps of paper, imagining how the gestures of Filipino life, the sway of farmers in the field, the grace of women balancing water jars, could become art on stage. Her professors see her brilliance but question her unconventional ideas. Still, Leonor remains fearless. She begins to realize that true artistry is not imitation, but invention, a reflection of one's soul and heritage. Watching performances of Western dancers, she whispers to herself, "Beautiful, but where is the story of my people?" That question becomes her mission. From that moment, she dedicates herself to creating a new language of dance, one that blends classical grace with the raw, vibrant pulse of Filipino culture. Her journey toward becoming the mother of Philippine dance theater begins here, in quiet determination and a burning vision that refuses to fade. The night is electric in Manila during the 1950s as the theater fills with eager faces waiting for something they've never seen before. Behind the curtain, Leonor Orosa-Goquingco stands in silence, her hands clasped tightly, listening to the murmurs of the crowd. Years of hard work, experimentation, and sleepless nights have led to this moment, the premiere of her groundbreaking work, Trend, Return to the Native. As the music begins, the stage bursts to life. Dancers move with a rhythm that is both ancient and new, their bodies echoing the grace of Filipino rituals and the sophistication of modern choreography. The blend is seamless, Western technique infused with the soul of the islands. The audience is transfixed, caught between familiarity and discovery. Leonor watches from the wings, her heart swelling with emotion. Every movement tells a story, of heritage, struggle, and beauty. When the final note fades, there is a breathless silence before the theater erupts into applause. For the first time, Philippine dance is seen as high art, capable of standing beside the world's greatest forms. That night, Leonor does not just win recognition, she gives birth to a new identity for her nation's art. From this moment on, she is no longer just a dancer or choreographer. She becomes a storyteller of her people, the woman who brought their spirit to the stage and gave it wings that would carry across generations. By the 1960s and 70s, Leonor Orosa-Goquingco's vision has grown beyond the shores of the Philippines. Her dance company, Filipinescas, takes flight, performing across Asia, Europe, and America. On stages in New York, Tokyo, and London, her dancers move with the same proud energy that once filled Manila's theaters. The world watches in awe as Filipino culture unfolds through movement, from tribal dances of Mindanao to the festive rhythms of Luzon. Audiences, unfamiliar with these traditions, are captivated by their power and grace. Critics write glowing reviews, calling Leonor a revolutionary, a woman who bridges the gap between tradition and modernity. Everywhere she goes, she carries her country in her heart, its colors, its stories, its heartbeat. After each performance, she bows humbly, her elegant smile reflecting not personal pride but national triumph. She often reminds her dancers, "When you move, you speak for every Filipino." Her performances become more than art, they are declarations of identity, proving that the Philippines has its own beauty to share with the world. Honors and titles follow: the trailblazer of Philippine dance, the mother of Philippine dance theater, but Leonor remains grounded. What fulfills her most is seeing the faces of foreign audiences light up with wonder and respect for her culture. Through every performance, she redefines what it means to be Filipino, graceful, resilient, and full of soul. In her later years, Leonor Orosa-Goquingco sits quietly in her Manila home, surrounded by memories of a lifetime devoted to art. The walls are lined with framed photographs, dancers mid-leap, international posters of Filipinescas, and newspaper clippings celebrating her achievements. The sound of music drifts faintly from a nearby studio where young performers rehearse one of her old choreographies. Leonor watches them with tender eyes, her frail hands resting on a cane, her heart swelling with pride. Every movement they make feels familiar, as if her own spirit flows through them. She smiles softly and says to a visiting student, "Every dancer carries a piece of our story. When you dance, you keep our history alive." Though age has slowed her body, her passion remains untouched. She continues to guide, inspire, and remind the younger generation that dance is not just performance, it is heritage. As the sun sets beyond her window, golden light fills the room, much like the beaches of her childhood in Sulu. Leonor closes her eyes, hearing once more the rhythm of waves and the distant hum of bamboo. She knows her work will outlive her, not only in theaters, but in every Filipino heart that dares to move with pride. Her legacy is motion itself, timeless, graceful, and enduring, a living dance that will never end.